Audio Jungle.
There are an estimated 2 million ladders and step ladders in daily use across the UK. Whilst they do provide a very simple, convenient and easy way to carry out everyday jobs at height, when they're not used properly, they can be the cause of life-changing injuries or even fatalities. The main purpose of the Ladder Association is to promote the safe use of ladders and step ladders. We do this by giving information, education and training to those who use ladders and those who manage ladder users on the simple but important things that help ensure ladder use is as safe as possible. This video aims to inform and educate, but does not take the place of training. The Ladder Association recommends that anyone involved in the use of ladders is trained and competent and operates a nationally accredited training scheme for users, inspectors and managers that can be obtained through its network of approved training centres. The regulations dealing with work at height require that a hierarchy of control measures is applied to the planning and organisation of all work at height. What this means in practice is that if you can remove the risk completely by avoiding working at height, then you should. But if you must, and you have to work at height, then you should do whatever you reasonably can to prevent anyone from falling and being injured. The legal term is shall take suitable and sufficient measures to prevent, so far as is reasonably practicable, any person falling a distance liable to cause personal injury. The Health and Safety Executive, the HSE, in their guidance, Safe Use of Ladders and Step Ladders, make clear that ladders and step ladders are not banned under any health and safety law. In fact, they can be a sensible and practical option for low-risk, short-duration tasks, although they may not automatically be your first choice. Make sure you use the right type of ladder and you know how to use it safely. To decide whether a ladder or step ladder is appropriate for the job you are about to undertake, apply these simple criteria. Ladders and steps can be used for tasks of low risk and short duration, or where existing features cannot be altered, for example, in confined spaces. There are many different types of ladders and steps that can be used. The Ladder Association training course for users of ladders and steps focuses on 3 distinct types. The leaning ladder, which may be a single section or multiple sections and be either push-up or rope operated. They may also have wheels at the top to enable them to be extended easily. Steps, available with or without platforms. And finally, combination ladders that are available in 2 and 3 sections and may be used either as extension ladders or steps. These ladders and steps currently available should comply with the following British and European standards. BS 2037 Class 1 for industrial portable alloy ladders and steps, BS 1129 Class 1 for industrial portable timber ladders and steps, with a duty rating of 130 kilograms and maximum static vertical loading of 175 kilograms. BS EN 131 for industrial and trade ladders and steps, with a duty rating of 115 kilograms and maximum static vertical loading of 150 kilograms. BS 2037 Class 3 for domestic portable alloy ladders and steps, BS 1129 Class 3 for domestic portable timber ladders and steps, with a duty rating of 95 kilograms and maximum static vertical loading of 125 kilograms, and must not be used for any light trades, trade or industrial applications. Having concluded that work at height is unavoidable and that a ladder or step is the appropriate equipment for the task, the next step in the risk assessment process is to ensure that you have taken all the necessary steps to eliminate or minimize any risks. The work is correctly organized and planned. You have selected the correct equipment, that is, the correct class, material, and size of the ladder or step. The importance of being a step ahead. Planning ahead for your work is a vital part of working safety. To make this easier to remember, the factors to consider are contained in the acronym STEP. As part of your risk assessment, where the intention is to use ladders or steps, you will need to consider the following as a minimum. Site. Is the ground or resting surface suitably dry, flat, level, firm, and strong? If not, is it possible to modify the surface to make it suitable? Additional consideration for ground and resting surface is the surface slippery. Bear in mind that some shiny surfaces can be slippery without being contaminated. You have taken all the necessary steps to eliminate or minimize any risks. Can the ladder or step be positioned correctly? Is it possible to place a ladder at the correct angle? Is it possible to position a ladder or step close enough to the task to avoid working sideways and prevent overreaching? Is it possible to extend and raise the ladder safely? Can the ladder be tied in or otherwise stabilized? What is the best way to stabilize a ladder? What measures are needed to protect other people? Do you need to cordon off the work area or take other protective measures? Is the weather going to prevent you from working safely? Task. What is the maximum time you can work on a ladder or step? Can the ladder or step be climbed safely? How should you climb the ladder or step? What loads will the task create, and how could they affect the stability of the ladder or step? Is the work going to cause the ladder or step to move and become unstable? Can you maintain a firm grip on the ladder or step? Equipment. What class and type of ladder or step do you propose to use? What size and material of ladder or step do you propose to use? Is the ladder fit for purpose? And have you carried out a competent pre-use check? Ladders provided by hire companies should also be subjected to a pre-use check prior to use. The hire company should provide, on request, information and advice on the suitability of the ladders for any particular task. However, it is the duty of the employer or self-employed person to select suitable access equipment for a task. People. Are the persons carrying out the work competent in the use of ladders or steps, carrying out pre-use equipment checks, and physically suited to the task? Who has the required competency levels? How many people are needed for the task? Do you need help to position and secure the ladder or step? What PPE is required? Apart from the correct footwear and clothing, what other PPE is necessary? Moving ladders. Always assess the route or size and weight of equipment and manual handling implications and practical implications of moving in confined conditions. A short ladder, generally 2.5 meters or less, may be comfortably carried vertically, but users must beware of overhead obstructions. Longer ladders, generally more than 2.5 meters, will require 2 or more people to handle and maneuver, and will normally be carried horizontally. Use caution when carrying ladders through passageways, doorways, or any place where your view is obstructed. Ensure that you and your buddy are on the same side when carrying a ladder. Stay in step. Work out in advance any hand or voice signals to coordinate stopping or changing direction. Storage of ladders. As a guide, ladders should be stored in covered, ventilated areas, protected from the weather and away from too much dampness, heat, or cold. Ladders can fall if stored vertically, so take particular care and, if possible, secure the top. Never hang a ladder vertically from a rung. Store ladders on one edge, in racks, or hung from a stile with enough supports to prevent sagging. For long-term storage, ladders should be protected from the elements. Wooden and steel ladders should be stored in the dry and off the ground to prevent rot and corrosion. Ladders should be stored in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions and advice. For security reasons, as well as good maintenance, don't store a ladder on view outdoors, where it could be stolen or used in a break-in. Avoid placing other loads on ladders, as this can cause deformation or sagging. Ladders should be stored horizontally but clear of the ground. Protect from weather and avoid too much heat or dampness or cold, and supported at intervals of not more than 2 meters. Keep ladders locked and secured so as to prevent unauthorized use. Don't store a ladder in any place where a child might be tempted to climb it. Transporting ladders. When being transported, ladders need to be firmly secured and properly supported to prevent damage. Always secure the ladder properly. Use proprietary devices if available. Ensure you consider the risk of fall when securing ladders or step ladders to roof or ladder racks. This is also working at height. So, we've looked at how you can determine whether a ladder or step ladder is suitable for the work you want to undertake. We've looked at the different components that make up a ladder or step ladder and the standards that apply to them. And we've taken you through the STEP hazard assessment method. Remember, ladders can often be a sensible and practical option for low-risk, short-duration work at height, although they may not automatically be your first choice. But if you've decided it's right to use a ladder, make sure you use the right ladder and get trained to use it safely. The Ladder Association oversees the training scheme for those who use, inspect, and manage ladders. Training is available through a network of approved training centers, which are subject to assessment and ongoing audit to ensure that its high standards are consistently maintained. You can find your nearest approved training center on our website www.ladderassociation.org.uk.